foot is in 12 inches. 1 mile is 5280 feet. This is one that you're going to need a lot, and while it's not a necessarily common sense one, it wouldn't be a bad idea just to have that one memorized. I'm not sure if they'll give it to you or not when you need it, but if not, just go ahead and try to memorize it. It's an odd number, but see if you can get it in your head. Y'all should all know these. I don't know if y'all learned the King Henry died, blah, 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 all that stuff. But really, you just need to know the basics. So I'm using distance here, meters. But really, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Also, we could say 100, centiliters equals 1 liter. So you just need to know the prefixes and how much each of them is. So I've given you a few examples there that you should know. And again, just not for distance. You need to be able to go between, like, for liters and for other things as well, grams, any other unit. So time-wise, you need 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1 minute is 60 seconds, 1 week is 7 days, 1 day is 24 hours. And then for units of, like, measures of volume, as far as liquid goes, I've got Gallon Man here pictured for you. So all of these things are equivalent. So in 1 gallon, we have 4 quarts. So those are his arms and legs. And then within each quart, you have 2 pints. And then each pint is 2 cups. All right. So if I say how many cups are in 1 quart, well, 1 quart is 1 whole arm. So in 1 whole quart, there are actually 4 cups. So if you want to kind of remember Gallon Man to help you, go for it. If not, you're going to have to find a way to memorize these if they're not provided for you on anything we're doing. All right, so let's get started with some examples. So if I want to convert 24 feet to yards, this is one of those that I'm calling a sort of a common sense problem. Now, I am going to show you how to do it with the dimensional analysis, but some of you can do this in your head, common sense, and not have to worry about it. So just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, common sense, if you think about what a yard is, if we're calling this 1 yard, well, hopefully you know in a yardstick there's 3 feet. So I could break these into 3 feet. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So if I want to know how many yards is 24 feet, well, if I know that 1 whole yard is 3 feet, I'm just basically kind of common sense asking myself how many 3 feet are in 24. And hopefully we're knowing that that's 8. 8 times 3 is 24. But to show you why this works, let's set up some dimensional analysis. So for dimensional analysis, you always want to write what you're given first. So 24 feet. And if it'll help you, since we're going to be dealing with fractions, you can put that over 1. 24 feet over 1. And then it's just a bunch of multiplication from here, unit conversions. So I need a unit rate, those are the fractions we're going to be filling in the rest of this problem with, that converts feet to yards and vice versa. So I'm going to write some over to the side here. I know that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Well, that's my unit that I need, my unit rate, because it's going to convert me from what I have, feet, into yards. But I need to know in a fraction form whether I need 1 yard over 3 feet, or if I want 3 feet over 1 yard, because both of those are saying that they're equivalent, which is true. So go back to what we were saying before. We want stuff to cancel. Well, if I want feet over here to cancel, he's already in top on a fraction. So I need him to go to the bottom in this other fraction. So I need my feet to be down here. So that means the 3 has to go down here because we know that 3 feet is equivalent to 1 yard. Well, now watch what happens. We've got feet up top. We've got feet down bottom. Feet over feet cancels to 1, which is what we wanted. Now look what we're left with. The unit here is yards, which is what we wanted. So once you isolate the units you want and cancel everything else out, this turns strictly into a multiplication problem. I'm going to just do straight across. 24 times 1 on top, 1 times 3 on bottom. This is 24 over 3, which is 8. So 8 yards. And that's what we did common sense to begin with. All right, so it's a matter of, can you find these unit rates and write them as fractions, and then figure out where do things need to go to cancel. That's the whole point, all right? So another example. Let's forget common sense for a minute. Let's actually look at why this actually works. So again, you want to write what they give you first, so 26 years. All right, but we need to get from years, and again, it's going to be a lot of multiplication, some unit rates, from years to minutes. Well, let's write what we know. We know that 1 year, and I'm trying to get down to minutes, so I need to start getting smaller. So 1 year we could say is equal to, let's see how far I want to take you. 1 year is equal to 52 weeks. Let's try to jump a little bit. All right, 1 week is equal to 7 days. I know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So notice how I made like a little ladder here. I'd connect some stuff week to week, days to days, hours to hours. And now I've gotten down to what I want, minutes. So I need to go fill in, and there's going to be a few steps to get this. But remember, you can put this over 1. So now I want years to cancel. So years needs to go down here. So that means I need to start working my way down. So years, and then we'll put weeks on top, because that's the one that deals with years over here in our list of unit rates. So we've used that one. So it's 1 year is 52 weeks. Well, that's not going to help us too much right now, because years is going to cancel, but I'm left with weeks right here, and I don't want weeks, I want minutes. So I got to keep going. So now I want weeks to cancel, which means they need to put weeks on bottom. And my next unit rate that deals with weeks is the second one. 1 week is 7 days, so the days is going to have to go on top. Well, again, we're not done yet because weeks cancels, but that leaves me with days, and I'm not good with that. I need it to get down to minutes. So my next unit rate needs to take me from days to something smaller. So we know that 1 day is equal to 24 hours, so we use that one. And the days are going to cancel, but again, I need hours to get down to minutes. So I need one more conversion. I need hours to go on bottom again. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Well, now watch. We've got hours canceling with hours, so everything is canceled except minutes, which is what I wanted. All right, so again, once you get to this point, it's strictly multiplication. So we've got 26 times 52 times 7 times 24 times 60, and on the bottom, as you see up here, it's just 1 time 1 time 1 time 1 time 1, so it's just really over 1. All right, and then we just need to go crunch this and see what we've got. So give me just a second, and I'll crunch it. You start crunching on your calculator. 26 times 52 times 7 times 24 times 60. So it's going to be a big answer. It's 13,628,160 minutes. So if I'm 26 years old, I am 13,628,160 minutes old. Just think about that. They're equivalent. We're not saying that you're older just because it's in the millions. This many minutes is equivalent to 26 years. So it's the same measure. It's just different units that we've converted to. All right, so let's look at one that's really applicable in the world we live in is speed, because you're in a car, we go miles per hour, and we're not going to go to kilometers per hour, even though we could. I'm going to take you feet per second, because in math and science, feet per second is a lot of the stuff we use. So again, dimensional analysis, we're going to do 60 miles per 1 hour. So MPH, miles per hour. So that's what we're given, and we're trying to get to feet per second. So I need to start converting. So I need to take miles to feet, and then I need to take hours to seconds. Well, hopefully you know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And then the other unit rate we're going to need is that 1 mile, this is the crazy one I showed you, is 5,280 feet. All right, so it doesn't matter where you start. Let's just do our miles first. If miles is on top and I want it to cancel, I need it to go on bottom. So 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. And go ahead and cross out your miles so you see what's happening. And circle what you're left with, because that's what we wanted, feet. So I'm done. Don't keep going. That's where I want to stay with my distance. But I do need to go convert my time. So I need hours to cancel. Well, be careful. Hours is on bottom this time. So over here, when I convert him, he needs to be on top. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. That'll cancel my hours. And then again, I want to cancel minutes out, which means he needs to go on top. So we know that 1 minute is 60 seconds. So again, minutes cancels with minutes. I'm left with seconds. We'll check it out. I've got feet per second, because seconds on bottom, which is what I wanted. So now it's just multiplication. 60 times 5,280 times 1 times 1. All over 60, 1 time 1 times 60 times 60. So let's do our math again. We've got 60 times 5,280 316,800. And then we've got 3,600 on the bottom. So this is going to be equal to 88. And our units, we're just going to attach our feet per second. That's what we wanted to get to. So 60 miles per hour, if you're driving that fast, you can also say you're going 88 feet per second. Same thing. Alright, I'm going to do this one really fast and not kind of talk through it too much just because of time. So we're going to do 80 feet per second. I want to do 60 seconds in 1 minute. I'm trying to get to hours. Then I know that there's 60 minutes in 1 hour, so that'll cancel minutes. And then I need to get feet to miles, sorry. So I know that feet need to go on bottom, so there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So there's all of my units. So I wanted miles per hour, which is what I have. So now it's 80 times 60 times 60 times 1 over 1 times 1 times 1 times 5,280. So 5,280 is on the bottom. And then you've got 288,000 on top, which gives you approximately 54.55 miles per hour. So again, those are equivalent. 80 feet per second is 54.55 miles per hour. Alright, for time's sake, I'm going to skip this one and that one. So let's get you to some practice. If you want to try those other two, go back in the video and pause it and write them down and you can try them. But just for time's sake, since I've done a few examples already and you've kind of seen the idea, let's try these four. Notice my note over here, do not go online and Google these. It's real easy to use your cell phones to go Google and say, what is 88 feet per second in miles per hour? And Google will spit it out for you. However, Google is not what I'm trying to see if it knows how to do. I need to see that you know how to do this. So as much as you're going to be tempted to give up and try to, just quickly get through these with Google, please try them on your own paper. I have the answers provided for you on the next few slides. So pause this video as per usual, write these out, see what you can do. If you get stuck, try something. It's okay to fail and come back and figure it out later. So use what you know and then come back and when you're ready and check your answers. Alright, here's answer number 1. I'm not going to talk too much through these, but if you need some steps, step by step, go back to the other problems in this video. But just key here is make sure everything cancels out to where you got miles per hour. And pause these if you need longer to look. This one, again, make sure stuff cancels out. I've canceled in red. And make sure you're ending up with the units you want, yards per pint. There's number 3. Same idea, canceling stuff out until you get the units you want. And there's number 4. So there's 100 cents or 100 pennies in a dollar. So that was my unit rate. 100 cents equals $1. And that's where I got my final answer. So if this seems confusing to you, go back and do those other 2 examples and come see me in between classes or before your class period so I can help you with those or give you the answers so you can check. But until next time, keep practicing.